Again, part 2 of our Windrush production. Real talk with a little bit of Labrish. Real talk with a little bit of Labrish. All right, so it's been 73 years since the Windrush generation being in this country, and you know we're celebrating it. So this is Jamlish tribute to the Windrush generation. So firstly, we're going to introduce the panelists.
Welcome, welcome to Jamlish. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Jamlish no hard to find, you know.
Richard.
Welcome, everybody. Come back into our second episode of the Windrush Generation. I hope you enjoyed the first one. And we're going to give you some more information about the second one now. So stay tuned, enjoy, relax, take a drink, and watch the ride.
Nice. Barrydon.
Yes, Jamlish, Windrush, panel there, the crew there, Barrydon there, tune in here.
Yeah, man. Brother T.
You come back. You're gonna like this if you did love that. Nice. Glad to see you come back. Jamlish, real talk with a little bit of Labrish.
Lady Vero.
Hi viewers. As everybody said, if you like part 1, part 2 are gonna be on fire. Enjoy.
Nice. Lady Jo.
Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Jamlish show. Enjoy, because we did.
Yeah.
And General Mish.
General, me, I wait for lady, you know, come here. I was going to say, nobody saw the lady for a long time, but hey, viewers, nice to see you again. Welcome to Jamlish, real talk.
With a little bit of
Labrish.
And my name is Rosie, and nice to have you back. So enjoy, sit, relax, and please share.
You want me to drop it for you? Like,
yes,
share, comment, subscribe, and press that little notification button.
Nice. And so we've put some plays together.
A poem written by Janine Aikman. That was the day that was, the day that rocked our world. Invited to the motherland, into a nightmare we'd be hurled. Suited and booted, we entered on the Windrush ship, the promise of great opportunities after a long and enduring trip. 21st of June, we landed at Tilbury Docks, and very soon we met our first stumbling blocks. No welcome in hand, no friendship. This is how the hostility started. The British government had looked to its overseas colonies for help. Nearly 500,000 West Indians left their homes. You can imagine how excited everyone felt. An overabundance of job vacancies the white workers failed to fill.
Miss Carrie, go bring, come my dear, bring mystery.
Oh, that's it. All right, thank you. Listen. Baby, hey baby, guess what?
What happened now, Barry?
We get the invite.
What do you mean? You mean the invitation letter from England? We sent to come and invite me to go to England?
The invitation letter for we go to England. It come.
Ooh, we are going for it.
Yes, baby, we go for it.
Ooh. But Barry, we have to go dress spectacular, you know. Well, me already have me hat and me pussy bow blouse.
You what?
Me pussy bow blouse, you know the purple one? Real silk, you know, and a satin.
You know that. I think that's something else you did say. Anyway, I have a nice felt hat. I mean, I have a pantsuit a long time. You know, wear them. Baby, we are going to trash and ready.
Lord, them say the street, them paved with gold, you know, Barry.
Yes, baby. And we are going to get good work. Like how we have good education.
Yes. And we can work in one of them posh hospital and get one posh suit. You need one posh uniform, you know. And you can get a good job in an accountancy company, don't?
Yes, baby. And that make them invite we because we got good qualification and we can help build the country. Plus, we are going to get British citizenship. Eh?
But Barry, what are you going to do with the picnic then?
Which picnic them? Jesus, God. We forgot about the picnic them, boy. I'm so excited. We forgot about the picnic them. Whoa, hey, but we son can stay with mama. And with that, can stay with my sister. They will look after them.
Yes. And when we straighten up, we can send for them.
Yeah.
Lord Barry, we can have a nice little house with little land, like what we see in the picture them.
Yes. And we can have one nice car with a whole heap of money when they say we are going to make. Yeah.
Yes. And we can take time, build up this a place. And then in 5 years' time, we can come back. I wonder how the people them stay over there, Barry. Maybe we go and make some nice English friend.
Right, yeah, we are going to find one nice England girlfriend.
What? Man,
A little joke, me, a little joke, me, I make pee. You can't take one joke. You can't take a joke. Joke. You tell the man them the good news.
Mind you know.
This is a short story about a child of the Windrush Generation. The story has been provided by a book by Benjamin Zephaniah. I was born in Maroontown, Jamaica, 15th of October 1947. I lived at home with my mother and my grandmother. My mother worked as a domestic, cleaning houses, so I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. One day, she told me the story of my grandfather, who I never met, but he joined the British Army, as he thought that by joining the British Army, it would help Jamaica get independence. So he joined the British Army in 1939. He passed his medical and went off to war, but by 1940, he was killed in what them call the Battle of Arias. Now, my father did odd jobs around the town, but it didn't pay much. And so he saw posters that the British government had put up saying that they wanted people to rebuild Britain after the war, and that Britain was the land of opportunity where the streets would soon be paved with gold. So, 7 months after I was born, he boarded a ship to England. The ship was called Windrush. He promised Mom that after a few years of work, he would return and everything would be all right. He sent a postcard after he landed. It said, "I am a Windrush man, and so you, my child, you are a Windrush child." My dad settled in England as a bus driver, and he sent regular letters, but one letter changed everything. It said, "We should come to England." Oh my gosh. I was not happy. Dad had promised to come back home. This is not what we was expecting at all. At 10 years old, me and Mom came to England. I remember crying and crying and crying. I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave my friends and my grandmother. We boarded the ship in 1958. I was wearing a suit that was too big for me, and it was so cold. When we walked off the ship and we walked to another area, we then boarded a bus to Manchester. When we arrived in Manchester, I met with my dad, who gave me a big hug, but I just felt so sad. I couldn't give him a hug. I just couldn't. So we then went to our house. It looked big outside, but Dad said it is a shared house. We walked inside and we had one room. The carpet was smelly and the walls was moldy. Is this what my dad brought me to? The days passed. Me and my dad, we got on, and I kind of happy to see my dad. We used to go to the park and we'd play football, and I'd go on the swings and the slides. Then one day we walked past a shop and it had cakes outside. I said to Dad, "Can we go inside?" He said, "No." I said, "Why?" He said, "Look at the door, son." He showed me the sign on the door. It said, "No blacks allowed." Early life in England.
Workers failed to fill. To think we left behind sea and sun to make a better life and earn a bill. Nurses, midwives, auxiliary, cleaners, cooks, porters, factory workers, bus drivers, rail workers. However, the color of our skin provoked unfriendliness. Their reactions filled us with an emptiness, and some of us longed to return home. Homes were a scarce commodity. Living conditions were poor, rents high, and to this we did conform. Living cheek by jowl, in slums, bed sharing, racial injustice became the norm. No blacks, no dogs, no Irish.
Daisy, what, Ina? Oh, what's today? Oh, gosh, Ina. Me had a trying day at work, Lord, you do the 18-hour shift too? Me do the 18-hour shift. And guess me what? Daisy. Guess me what? One of the patients then spit on me. Spit on me. Spit on Daisy, then what you do? Why? Me do feel like me do want to do something, but me just got tired, go wash my face. And me cry. Me cry. And me said, Lord boy, me want to go back to Jamaica. And this me come for. Them said them they want nurses for the National Health Service. And at this me come for. Daisy, you good. You good, girl. You good. Because if it was me, it could have never been me anyway. Them people out of order. Imagine we leave where we're coming from. We leave Jamaica. 1955, I leave Jamaica to come here to help these people clean up. And they treat us with nothing but disrespect. Get your black hand off of me. I know somebody spit on you. Spit on me now. My God. No, sir. It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me at all. So you do 18-hour shift for your foot? Listen, my foot hurting me from all. It's like I'm walking up and down on the foot. So I don't know what to put on it. Vero.
Beer
Yes, ma'am, we have some beer rum.
some?
Before you go, me give you some beer rum, yes? Take the beer rum and when you put it on your hand and slap it.
Oh my
Just
God.
slap the foot, so
Yes,
slap it.
yes, man.
And you should have it.
Thank you.
It would take you further than 18 hours.
Daisy, imagine we come in here, we do this for 18 hours. Me can't wait to leave this place. Because, you know, we only come here for a short time, you know.
At 5
Right?
years, me said was going to come for you know.
Same.
5 years, like you, 1955, come to join my husband, Lady. Yeah, my
What time
husband,
you
Lady.
come?
1948, he come over upon the Empire Windrush.
Oh my God, for real? Dudley come on the Windrush too. I wonder if they know each other.
I wonder if they know each other.
What a thing.
Yeah, me come join my husband. Yeah, me come over as a qualified teacher, and as I said, we couldn't get no job, and them wanted nurses for the national health. So me joined as a nurse. And my husband lied. He did have one big job in Jamaica, you know. One big job. Big job, you know.
Engineering like that?
Yes,
kind of
man. Yeah,
yes,
engineering.
yes,
all our people that work for him.
Yes.
And guess me what? You know what him a do?
What?
Him a work in one foundry, a B2 iron.
Oh.
Imagine that.
Well, my Dudley come over here as a skills head teacher. Him leave Jamaica as a head teacher. And now, guess what him a do?
What?
Working on for London Transport.
Oh,
for London Transport,
word.
talk about waste of talent. We're so deflated, you know. We want to send for the children, but we're not going to send for them yet. Because we need to one room we're in, you know. One room.
Yeah,
Here's the one room we're in.
That happened to me too.
And it's not even a nice room. Everywhere we go, no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. Everywhere we go, Daisy. So you know what we do?
What?
We join a partner.
Yeah, why you join a partner for?
So we can buy a house.
You know what? Me want to buy my own house too. Me want to buy my own house.
Yes.
I who run that the partner?
You know, I want a lady called Jen.
Jen?
Yes.
Redskin Jen?
Yes.
Me know Jen, you know. Why Jen come from my district back in St. Thomas? Jen. Short Jen.
She's short, yes.
With one big face?
Yes.
Big face, brown face?
Yes.
Right? I understand Jen.
Listen, me I'm gonna put you in touch with her.
We want to join the partner.
Right? Put you in touch with her and then you join the partner because the more we in this thing, you know, we can help each other out.
You know what? This is your job, you know, it don't look like me I can get any other job. So me I can try see if I can get promotion.
You know, Daisy, speak it into existence. Because you know how them stay already. They want hold we down. They want you to empty bedpan. They want you to make bed and then deal with look a face the patient them, right? That we have to deal with. But you know what? Speak it into existence, my dear. Where there's a will, there's a way. Right? It can work for you.
Me I can do it. You see that the picture up there, the Empire Windrush.
Yes.
When my husband and your husband come over and we are gonna send for a picnic. Me I go buy my own house. And me I go join Jen partner.
Yes. I'm going to tell Jen about you.
Tell her.
And I'm going to tell her. And you know, Dudley might even know your husband too, you know?
Yes, man.
Dudley might meet. I've met him on the Windrush.
What? We're gonna meet. We're gonna meet up and have one.
We have to meet up, my girl.
We
have to meet up. But this thing here, we have to do something. We have to do something because if we don't do anything,
but you know what? Me I can stick out this your job.
Me not encourage none of them to come here, make them stay there. I mean, they go try to work hard and send the money go give them, but that's all I can do. Me don't want them to come see this because it's embarrassing. Imagine I leave a big position, come here, come out, empty bedpan and a fix up bed and no.
But
when I'm trying to administer some stuff to them, they might tell me, but they must get the black can off. No, sir.
But
no,
you know what? God bless him. Me, I go for the promotion.
Go for it.
Me not care. I go for promotion.
I wish you good luck. When you get your promotion, we'll try to, yeah?
We have to try. God's blessing. Yeah?
That's right.
No blacks, no dogs, no Irish. A taxi Nottingham and London, white folks smashed and burnt our homes.
and so our hostility continued. We left skilled positions with excellent employment credentials back home, yet our opportunities to access better jobs denied. No room for promotion, no access to better paid jobs, harassment, bullying, discrimination that most of us just cried. Overqualified, less pay, poor inner city housing, insulting signs. Structural inequalities, discrimination came from all kinds.
Tim's, what you are doing at the bathroom so long?
Now come, Rose, now come. The warden's breakfast already and made with the bacon, the egg, and the marmalade. But Rosie, look how me dress like dress post. Like when we just come off a Windrush. And we don't have no way to go.
Then why you not try the little club on the corner? When me na pass the other day, me hear one nice Nat King Cole song a play.
Let me never tell you, say me go there a week. And when me walk in the place, everybody tap and turn around and look at me. I felt so overdressed. And some of the things where them I wear, I wouldn't wear that to a park. And God bless the little black music I play. The little Nat King Cole, Likkle Anthony and the Imperials, and one Louis Armstrong.
Me know. When we there Jamaica, every corner you go on, you hear music like reggae, ska, and the music will then do the twist too. Why? I miss Mr. Martin in a town, you know. Saturday night was the night when the music turned up. Lord Kissinger, Byron Lee and the Dragoneers. A young artist name where, no, not tell me. Yeah, Bob with the Whalers. Come on, Bob Marley and the Whalers.
Oh, me know your talk. Yeah, one young singer there, him good man, yeah man. You know, say who was it? I hear so him father come from.
So what you say?
I want white naval officer, liver wheels. Rosie, me tell you, say me should have bring me little sound system. Them I really don't have nothing to weep on it. And one little Nat King Cole, Louis Armstrong. With my system, I would have mash up the place.
We come here with 2 suitcases. So where that would have fit? And where you would have put all of them records you have? Not this one room. Moreover, that thing could never survive the Windrush.
How will you say, Rosie? Me had to work on a new song. Me did good enough.
What kind of new song? Me never know you could have sing.
Well, I'm not singing as such. But I'm more sound like Kissinger. It goes so. I know the cash makes she come back to she remember about the love and the comfort. Tell me say she miss the puppy dog and the cat, but most of all she miss the love with that Simeon and got tea. She used to live by a bunk top. She only little brother favor monkey chipmunk sprat. Him no forgive love, him no forgive comfort. Get tired of him and did have to go run that E. I know the cash make she come back. Come back to she remember about the love.
Stop. Me get one letter from my friend about your friend. The one where you get the records them too.
What she say, Rosie? What she say?
She said she cry, you know, when she see the Empire Windrush sail away with all her friends them.
But what she say about my friend Double Ugly when me left the music them with?
All right. No. Skip that. Him getting very popular with the hand-me-down music you left him. Skip that.
Then how you skip like people in a playground. I know sentence you start with hand.
You want me to read it or not?
Yes, read it.
Okay. No. Not that.
Come on, man.
Oh, yes. Him paint up the speaker box them for the sound and rename it Empire Windrush.
What? Him change the name? And him paint up my song? What she say? What she say?
She said him doing well with the hand-me-down music. He get so popular that him in a new suit every week.
With my system? With my music? Rosie, when the next Windrush I go back to Jamaica, I want to go back, Rosie. Rosie, I want to go back.
You think say you can't go back a yard with broke pocket? Better join a partner and give yourself at least 5 years to work before you can consider going back.
You know, how much you join partner, Rosie? How much you join partner?
Sorry. However, our resilience strengthened us and endurance hardened our soul. Our first generation of Black British children almost made us whole. Eventually, we left the slums, bought houses, started our businesses, and forged communities. Yet, even though we made our contributions to society, we were still not afforded the same opportunities. Now, 72 years later, the government turns its back, unwelcome, no rights, time to send us home. How slack. In 1948, the government needed us and stretched out a welcoming hand. In April 2018, treated us as illegal immigrants. Who was it who gave the command? The same government who needed us now placed us in immigration detention centers and deported us to a place now a foreign land. Granted indefinite leave to remain in the UK by the Immigration Act 1971, this country appeared just grand. The place we now called home for decades, we no longer fit the brand. That was the day that was, the 21st of June, when the Empire Windrush anchored at the place called Tilbury Docks. But by giving us the Windrush Day, doesn't mean you can turn back the clocks. For we will always remember your hostility and those stumbling blocks. Yes, we will remember your hostility so you can never turn back those clocks.
Wow. Pamela and Barry, nice one. I like the plays. Very nice and funny.
You don't like it?
It's funny.
Yeah,
Yes,
man,
we like
it's funny,
that.
It's nice,
I
man.
know, man. Hey.
Funny, man. In hindsight, how would you feel if you were in their situation?
That's right.
If I thought about it, you know, and me don't know if mother survived. Because I probably mother do things where, you know, where me shouldn't have to do, and me might not survive. But some people have the patience and the determination to go back home, go finish off them future. You see, although they get blighted here after working so hard. So I know everybody could have taken that. I mean, I don't know if me could have taken it. Maybe mother do something where drive me, you know?
Yeah.
You see, you know?
Yeah. And I think just for me, it was the fact that, you know, these were two professionals. So they already had established themselves as a couple, as a family. You know, now they're having to rethink and change where the children are going to be living so that they can come to this new country by invitation, you know, and the expectations, how I just think how shattered they must have felt when they arrived to see that they were now being treated the way that they were, as opposed to how they should have been treated.
Wow.
And we got good qualification, you know.
But you know what? I have to say, I mean, when you look at the sacrifices that people made, you left your children, you know.
Yeah.
Your children.
Yeah.
That's the bit that got me in that play. It's like the excitement, and then, but weird. We're not going to do with the picnic then. What we're going to do with the kids?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And some of them not even leaving the children in one place, but you know, one with one and one with another.
Yeah.
That's a big sacrifice for an established family. You
Well,
know?
it was a kind of almost like your children had gone into care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're trusting those people.
And then some of them, remember, some of them, the plan was for a temporary measure, and some of them couldn't even go back for these children that they had separated. Some of them couldn't go back. How much? I just can't imagine how that must have felt as a parent myself.
That must be terrible. Which leads me to Richard being playing that child that was left behind.
Yeah, well, my play was about a child who didn't see his father until he was 10 years old. His father promised he would come back to England, to come back to Jamaica, sorry. And, you know, he receives a postcard saying, you and Mum come over to England. So he didn't know what to expect growing up, feeling that he would be seeing his father back in Jamaica. Then he's telling them he has to come to England, you know, leaving his grandmother behind. And then thinking all the posts that he saw around the town, that England was a beautiful place, money was to be made, and he ends up in a one-bedroom property, smelly carpets, moldy walls. How would you feel at that age, you know? Being left alone, no friends, all your friends left behind. And then, you know, when you're trying to do things in England, play football, you know, your dad takes you to the shop, you want to go into the shop and saying signs like no blacks allowed. Very hard early life in England. Very hard for a young child. Yeah. And we talked previously about the psychological damage. You can see how it would start, you know, at that age.
But look at you now, you grew up to be a nice young man.
Nice, quiet young man.
And you know what? Yeah, it's true. You grew up to be a nice, fine young man. But you know what? You're absolutely right. You know the bit that got me when I was watching yours? Yeah. You know the bit when you, that really kind of got me, choked me, was when the 10-year-old boy, you know, walked into the room, one room, you know, and saw where he was living. And when he says, is this what you brought me to? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you could imagine the life that is left back in it, you know, the sea, the sun, friends, you know, and that's obviously, that's very traumatic. That's trauma in itself. That would like bring on mental health.
Yeah,
easy.
As you say, Michelle, you know, leaving what you left behind, the weather, your family, your friends, you know, and then coming to one room and the conditions that you lived in. And, you know, your father give you a dream and it seems like it's a nightmare, unfortunately, you know? So like you said, the devastation, the mental struggle that you had at that age as well, not being accepted as well. Yeah, it can scar you for life, definitely. But it was good doing it, and I enjoyed doing it, definitely, and I hope I portrayed that.
Yes, you did. It was fantastic.
Well done.
Really good. Well done.
And don't forget the freedom that they have, the big yard to play in. Then they come and coop up in this one room and there's nowhere to play.
That's right. Space was a massive issue, isn't it? Space.
I enjoyed that bit, Richard. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So JoJo and Vero, you played the working class women. Man. That was nice.
Thank you.
How did you feel reshaping Britain, being a nurse as a working class woman?
Oh yes, we came over to work as nurses in the National Health Service, and I enjoyed playing the part. I enjoyed playing the part of Daisy and Ina. We both kind of reenacted what it was like. But you know what got to me was the long hours that they worked, because one of them, the 18-hour and 12-hour shifts, and the pain. That remember you were feeling pain.
Oh yes, so much pain.
Yeah, and what we had to put up with at work, because you know you wouldn't be putting up. I played the passive nurse. Yeah, I was very passive because I didn't want to make any trouble. I didn't want to cause any roughs. You know, I was getting spat at. I was getting kicked at. I was getting called names. But instead of arguing back, I just ran into the toilet and cried and cried. And, you know, I tried to put myself in her shoes. I tried to put myself in her shoes and think, oh my gosh, you know, something like that couldn't happen nowadays. How did you feel?
I think Ina was absolutely outraged that Daisy got spat on and acted so calm about it. He literally wanted to go and drag out that woman out of the bed. But, you know, and it was like, how can you be so calm, Daisy?
What it is, you know, JoJo, I did some research and I watched films of nurses back in the day, you know, when they came over Windrush, and I actually watched somebody being interviewed and said how she was spat at and how she reacted. So I was trying to put myself into her shoes and, you know, act that part. She didn't argue back, she didn't fight back.
No, Daisy just took it. Daisy just took it.
Yeah, because I wanted promotion, remember?
Yeah, you know, when you said that you don't think that happens now, well, it does, doesn't it? I mean, haven't we just had, we're still going through COVID, and carers and that are working all the hours God send. Yeah, people are just more sophisticated in the way how they articulate themselves, that's all. You know what I mean? You know, there are a lot of, you know, I've seen and heard how some people, how they speak to professional Black people. So, you know, not much has changed. We haven't moved on that much, unfortunately.
It is unfortunate.
Unfortunate, 73 years passed and nothing has changed.
And no improvement.
No improvement at all. Anyway, the next bit was about music. That was Simeon and I. And it was depressing to know that you left a free island. There was, you every corner you go on, you hear music play. Even passing someone's house, you could hear music. And then we left and we came on the Windrush ship, and you know what I mean? We are cooped up in this one room and there's no music to listen to. There's nothing for entertainment, you know? So we have to try hard and push and see what we could do or find places to go for music. Simeon.
No, yeah, man. I think you come back to that vision that you thought that this place was paved with gold. You know, even the man when we talked to him, he wasn't being true to himself, because that was the vision. They thought it was paved with gold. And when they come here, it was a rude awakening. Yeah. The thing I did was music, right? And that was one thing. You say if you love your little music, your little scan, them thing they back home, and every corner you go on, music. You just walk down the road here, music a blur out a man house. You know, it's something you used to. That's why Jamaica can dance, so because of music people there. Yeah. Music and then you come here and you hear some I try to remember. Sometimes, not even Tom Jones, he never did. Some old time, you know what I mean? Some tune you're not used to. You look for that little part of your culture where you're used to, man. So to me, a lot of them must have been scared. I would be scared. Personally, I would be scared. I'm in an alien place. I don't, my friends them back home. You know, since me left all my music with my brethren there, double ugly, you know?
They hand me down music to double
ugly,
you
know what I mean? All them things, you must be free.
And the thing is, that's why we started and created our own, as they used to call them back there, blues party and stuff, you know. We started to have our own entertainment with music, because music, you know, is a form of therapy. In any case, you know, it heals the mind, doesn't it? It takes you away from your stress and your struggles, you know. And so
that's how it started, really. You know, why, you know, the music industry here is so big, because the Windrush brought it over here, brought arts and
introduce them
culture,
to it, yeah.
that sort of thing. So, and that's how we kind of entertain, because it was part of entertainment, wasn't it? There was no entertainment. So that was part of entertainment, you know, having our own parties and that, house parties and stuff. And then eventually clubs started to open and things like that. So yeah, the music was really, really poignant, and it still is to this day. When people are sad, what do? They listen to music, don't they? When they're happy, they listen to music.
Slavery time, we listen to music,
yeah. And what was that, Richard?
I'm going to say the Notting Hill Carnival.
Yes.
Based on reggae music.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
One of the biggest in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And all the festivals as well. All the festivals.
Yes.
Even in the churches, because when the Windrush generation came here, they weren't even allowed in the churches. And you know, there's a lot of music played in the church, and that also is that shaped our culture, you know. And there was nothing to listen to. You couldn't go. They tell you, don't come back next week. Thank you for coming. Don't come back next week, because I don't want to lose my congregations, you know. So it was really a difficult period for the Windrush generation. And I just want to give them thanks for paving the way.
Yeah.
Respect, man.
Yes.
Respect.
Yeah, because I was going to go on to say, what's the positive? What do we take away? What is it that we're taking away with us with all this project that we've done?
So for me, it's the sense of pride that I have. I've always been proud of my Jamaican parents, and now it's an even reinforced sense of pride that through all the adversity that they faced, look at the production. We are the professionals. We are sure of ourselves. You know, I can go into any workplace, into any country, and embrace and have the people embrace who I am, and I'm proud of it. And it just gave me an even more sense of pride and admiration for what they've done.
Good talk.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Oh, no, I understand. Yeah, we was all cooped up when the Windrush generation came in. They was all cooped up and limited spaces and all, because it was just after the war and all that. But damn, after we worked so hard, after they worked so hard to build this country, we didn't come to just build it for the people and white people and to relax and lavish and then we, after our own sweat and blood, have to be still cooped up and limited of what we do, what we say, where we go. That's the hurtful part about it, because we have to build it. Let us feel comfortable too. Let us be comfortable too. That's my part.
But yes, at the same time too, that pride which Sister Pam, come and look for the positive too, because you never fall is a lesson to be learned, so to speak. And me see a positive in there. And you know, the positive I see that jumping out at me is all of us here. We are products. You know what I mean? And we're positive with it. You know, we was born at night, not last night. You know what I mean? We are positive with it. I see some great things come from that. I see some great things come from that. And I see us as one of the great things that has come from that.
And Simeon, we pass that on to our children as well. Some of us have got grown children, and they're taking, you know, and learning from us. You know, we've had to learn from our parents.
Yes, man.
Yeah, we've had to learn from our parents, and they have faced adversity. And Michelle said something in the first show where the infrastructure wasn't there for when the Windrush generation came over to the UK. There is something now, there is a framework, there is something now, but there is still more work to be done because of the deportations that's happening. The infrastructure needs to be there to support those people, to stop them from being deported.
Yes.
And I think that a program like this will widespread, let people watch it, learn, experience, and hope we've shown that with what we've done.
Open their minds.
The 2 days, open minds, as Simeon said, and reach out to everybody and show how we are still here, Black people, and we're strong and still be here for another 100, 200 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Longer than that. And you know what? It is I guess, even though there's the resistance, even though, you know, you've had your interviews and people are holding back and all that, even that demonstrates that we've got to be stronger than them, you know, than how they were. And they went through a lot. It's not even, they went through a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
They paved
I think
the
we
way
are stronger
for us.
than them.
Because I don't, them stronger than me, mix it up. Because you know what, you know, I don't know if I could have managed that, just like what Barrydon said, you know, because growing up, I was quite quick-tempered, so that I wouldn't last 5 minutes. Me would have fly back to Jamaica. You know what I mean? So you know, thank you, mommy, daddy, Mama Lou, and Papa Vic, and everybody else out there. You know, thank you for paving the way. You know what I mean? Because they paved the way, you know. And it makes me feel proud. And I am comfortable in my own skin. You don't get to this age and you can't walk your mouth and talk.
True.
Right? You should be able to express yourself, and say how you feel.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if this Windrush presentation that we've done is a start, well, it's a start. It's a good start.
Yeah.
And let's hope that some of the people that gave interviews and other Windrush generation sitting out there watch this program can, for our next Windrush generation, can come forward and freely speak to us.
Yes,
To us how to feel, so it can get out there. They don't have to frighten about nothing or intimidated.
Not on Jamlish, no.
Not on Jamlish, because we're really proud.
I'm especially proud of the Windrush generation. They are strong and they've paved the way for us, and they helped to rebuild this country, matters what they're saying. We, people of the Windrush generation, we are proud of you. We lift you up, because if it wasn't for you, some of the things that Britain have and are living by would not have come by. So thank you. And I thank all the people, the Windrush generation, who gave us their interview. Thank you so much. That was well done. And we respect you for that. Keep going. And we're here to support if you need us. We're here. So
make Sister Pam come in. Sister Pam?
Jamlish no hard to find.
All right. See then? Thank you, viewers and subscribers. We'll be back soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye. Bye. Take care, everyone. Take care.